Well, I think for one thing, public opinion is really being manipulated on the subject of the Jews, Israel, that whole package of things. I think public opinion is really being played on that. For one thing, if you really think about it for 5 minutes, the last thing that the United States of America needs is to be overwhelmed by Islamic jihadists.
Ooh.
Okay, we just don't need that. Okay, our culture does not fit very well with that.
Jim, are you aware that the first country to ever acknowledge America and actually trade with America was an Islamic Arabic country, Morocco?
So what?
So
I
what?
mean, that's
is
just
that
a
we have-
gimmicky idea. It doesn't mean
It's not a
anything.
gimmicky idea. It's that we have
Which
a
country
long
was it?
tradition of exchanging cultures and ideas with
Which country was it,
Muslims.
Morgan?
But now that we are saying that they're jihadist, therefore
Which country was it? Did you just hear this as a meme you heard somewhere?
It's Morocco.
Which country was it?
It's Morocco. Yeah.
Well, you know, Thomas
the first
Jefferson
country.
also sent the U.S. Navy to North Africa to battle the Islamic people in the early 1800s because they were kidnapping our sailors. So you know, it's not that simple. I just think, look at one of the things
I take great offense to this jihadist Islamophobic rhetoric that we.
I don't care if you take great offense to it. We're at the end of the age of being offended for stuff. Okay, that's not. You can't cop an offense. You can't cop an offense.
Say, Jim,
and you can't cop an offense
to claim an entire religion as jihadist, which is, you know, the rhetoric gets correlated to being a terrorist. I feel like that's very ignorant to say.
Why don't we just ask Jim what he means by it? I mean, here's a quote from one of your recent posts, and you refer to Mamdani as a Marxist jihadi. What does that mean exactly?
I think he's in favor of violently opposing the enemies of Islam, which are Western civilization, Israel, the Jews, more generally. I think that the Islamic world is at war with Western civilization, and it should be self-evident, should be obvious, and that we should stop pretending otherwise. And I think that Zoran, you know, look at Zoran.
I don't think Zoran was posing with anything about the Jews.
Zoran was posing with one of the guys who
project that pushes Jewish ideology as a supreme to anything else, which I think as an American citizen, I'm against any kind of supremacy project. So I don't like this whole the Jews, because he's never, could you say any quote of his that says something bad about the Jews?
Well, he did say sometime in the last 3 weeks, I believe, that he was in favor of bringing jihad to America.
I don't believe so. I spent the last 2 weeks up in New York. I work a campaign for one of the poorest congressional districts, which is the Bronx. You know, I followed Mamdani's campaign quite, you know, closely. He was actually very lenient, saying that he wouldn't transition different people within the departments that have been very sympathetic to the Israeli cause, even though he himself has said Netanyahu steps foot in New York, he wants to arrest him. Which is, you know, under the ICJ, we should arrest him, but we're not a signatory of that, which is also an issue.
Well, then why should we arrest him if we're not a signatory to it?
Why aren't we a signatory? Why should the UN? That's not the
question. The question is, if we aren't, and we aren't, then, you know, we have no duty to arrest him. It's absurd. It's an absurdity, Morgan.
Well, we use the UN, this universal code of law, to go into other countries, but then when it doesn't suit us, we are no longer a signatory. That's ridiculous. I thought.
Well, we're not. We're not. No, we don't have any obligation. We don't have any obligation or duty to arrest Netanyahu for anything here in America.
Well, I think that he's a war criminal.
Well, he happens to be our ally.
He's actually not our ally. There's no official agreement that links the United States to Israel in any kind of allyship, just that the pure rhetoric that people like to say that we're somewhat allies. There is no partnership. There is no
I think it's sheer rhetoric that he's a genocide, that he's committed genocide. So
the ICJ has said that it's very credible that he is committing a genocide right now.